Hi, my name is John O'Sullivan. I passed all 3 Google for Education teacher certification exams in 1 week. So I have it here in front of you so you know that I am not exaggerating or making this up. That's a pretty big accomplishment. But let me talk about what I use to study. Okay, so the first thing obviously used to study is what everybody uses, is the Educator Level 1, Level 2, this free stuff that Google gives you. I read through all the material, I answered all the questions, I read the questions over and over again. Nobody fails the test and say, I wish I knew the answer to that multiple choice question. People, in order to pass the test, you need to be able to do the stuff muscle memory. So whatever checklist you have, I know those checklists are out there, make sure you can do everything muscle memory. Yes, you should read through this, you should be aware that it's here. And some people it helps reading it over a few times, but I would say focus on whether you can do the material or not, the actual program. Okay, so the first thing that I used was lynda.com. I've used lynda.com numerous times over the past 20 years. I think it's great. It is a paid service. I am not affiliated. I don't get any money from them. They are not a sponsor. So I would join for like a month in the summer, like in July, and then you could watch, say, all the different programs in the Google Suite. You could learn them. They're professionally done videos. They're very high quality, and they have like beginner and advanced, and you could do it for all different parts of Google and other parts of education or business that you're interested to, and then move on to something else. So I do recommend this. Now, obviously, a lot of people are going to go with the free stuff that's out there. This is one of my favorite YouTube channels. Teachings and education. He has a thick New Jersey accent, but he is a great teacher, and he just made recently, about a month before this video is being filmed, level 2 certifications. He made a whole bunch of video series on that. I highly recommend checking this out. His best videos are when he's like 4 or 5 minutes, straight to the point. But all his videos are really good. Highly recommend using this to study for the Google for Education certification exams. This is another really good one. Brett, he made videos in 2017 for Google Level 1. I know it's 3 years old. I know everything changes in technology. But some people just have it. He is one of those voices that's for radio. And he's just a good teacher who you just can't help but stay focused and listen to him when he's talking. He's very good at his craft. I'm just shocked that the videos are free online. So you know they're from 2017. They show all the basics of Google, and it's for free, and it's engaging. Highly recommend checking out this channel. Eric Curts is, in my opinion, one of the top guys in the field for educational technology, especially when it comes with Google. His videos are outstanding. He's been out there for a long time, tweeting stuff out and posting stuff on YouTube. Excellent teacher. So if you're looking for what's new in Google, something recently changed, you're worried about being an exam, this is a YouTube channel to check out. You should bookmark it and check back once in a while to see if he put out a new video, because there's just so much good content coming from here. All right, so the next one here is the Tarver Academy. He has a little bit of a dry sense of humor, but if you go through those checklists and you see the different things out there, occasionally you'll find something and you can't find a video on YouTube. You'll probably find it on this YouTube channel. High quality content. I don't think as many people know about this channel as some of the other ones. Maybe some do because there's a bunch of subscribers. But I would tell you to check this one out if you're studying for the exams for Google certification level 1 or level 2. The next thing that I went to was Quizlet. I found all those questions that they had on Google's website. All the questions they have, the test questions here, you can find all of them on essentially flashcards, and you can quiz yourself different ways on it. This is a good way to study the questions, and I tell you to focus on muscle memory, knowing the programs. Everything you think is on the checklist, you should go through that entire checklist and physically do each of them. What gets people in the exam is there'll be like one step that they forget how to do in the exam, and they'll kind of mess them up because it's a time sensitive thing. You have to constantly be moving. You really don't have time to go back to check everything very well. You can check a little bit, but you have to constantly do everything muscle memory and moving forward at a rapid pace, and you're going to use most of the time for those exams. Even if you're really good at it, you won't have that much time left over because it just takes as long as it takes. So a couple of days before the exam, go through your entire list and your checklist and do everything once muscle memory. If there's something you keep forgetting, do it 2 or 3 times muscle memory on the few days beforehand of whatever test you're taking. The other thing I recommend is if you go through the settings of the programs, Because there's a lot of things in the programs, like whether it's Gmail or whatever program you're on, that you don't look at all the time. So go into those settings and just read them over. Because even on something as simple as calendar, going back and looking through the settings and reading what's there, that could make that difference exam of a couple minutes. Because if you look at one thing, no big deal. But you can't look up everything. If you look at one item because you forget one step, that's fine. But if you have to look up a bunch of things, you're going to run out of time in the exam and it's not going to go well. So the last one I used was this one right here. I paid about $20 for this, and this might even be a little bit outdated. The information on this exam might be like 2 years outdated. But sometimes the prices they sell for a lot more. They'll price it high, but usually they have a sale where you can get it for like $20. But it's specifically focused to the exam, so that's really, really important, that it's focused to what you need to learn. So this is another place you could look. But in general, what I tell people to do is get a good night's sleep before and don't plan anything else major that day. Make sure you relax before you take the test. Some of the rules of the test taking, what's accepted and what's not accepted, has changed slightly than it was in the past. I'm not going to tell you what it is in case you're watching this video a couple of years from now. So when they first start telling you, the exam, this is what you can and cannot have, read through those and make sure you have time to read through those in the beginning so that your test area is all set up appropriately. And they're not known for invalidating tests, but obviously it's a stressful feeling thinking that it could be invalidated because of something. So look through that as well. And it takes up a lot of your energy, so make sure you don't have something planned right afterwards. You're not rushing to do something and you have no distractions around you, because it's like when you took the SATs, you go 2 hours where you're going full blast with your mind and you're going to be tired. And you don't have to take that test till you're comfortable. And once you sign up, you have a certain amount of time. So you don't have to take it right that day, but you should be ready to go by the time you take the test. The other thing is how to take the test. You have a big advantage if you take it and fail it once, because understanding the directions is a big part of the test, especially with the level 1 and the level 2 tests. Once you understand the direction what they're asking for, the second time you take it, it becomes a lot easier. So if you take the test and you fail it, don't panic. When you take it again the next time, that's going to help you a lot because you can do better with the directions. Now, the exam to become a trainer, I didn't find it that challenging, but I've also taught blended learning and I've read a lot about it in the field. But make sure you go through the stuff they have online if you're taking the trainer's test. If you pass the trainer's test, you don't automatically become a trainer. You still have to apply. And then once you do apply, you have to do a certain number of trainings every year to keep the certification. So you probably don't want to apply if you're not intending to do that. But for the trainer test, I recommend doing all the work online, and whenever they have a linked article, read that article. Make sure you know all those terms in the field, and if you do that, I found the test not as stressful to take. It doesn't take, it doesn't take a couple hours like the level 1 and level 2 test might take. I think I did mine a half hour. It might take you a little bit longer. It might take you 45 minutes or maybe an hour if you struggle with some of those terms. But I found it a much less stressful test to take. But make sure you study all that online material. So I wish you luck with taking your Google Level 1, Level 2, or trainer exam. My name is John O'Sullivan. Thank you for joining us, and I wish you the best of luck on studying for those tests and taking tests. And in the description below, I will post links to all of these websites and YouTube channels that I've mentioned so that you can find them easy. And hopefully this will help you pass those exams. Thank you.